In making this film, you've spoken to a lot of parents who've had babies with a cleft. What's it been like for them?
Having a baby with a cleft is a big shock, especially if you don't find out until the baby's born. The birth of a baby should be a happy, joyful time, but if you find out at the birth, it can be a big shock. And parents react in different ways. Some parents seem to accept what's happened and move on and are okay. Other parents are filled with questions, anxieties, worries. Some parents have said they were really mixed up and confused about how they were going to feel about the baby, in that they didn't want to hold or look at the baby, not sure how they were going to react themselves. Other parents said they felt numb and couldn't take anything on board. But I think it's important to remember that everyone will react differently, and there isn't a right or wrong way in how to react to that news. And feeding's a priority. Most parents have an idea about what they're going to do in terms of feeding their baby and what that first feed might be like. But for babies with a cleft palate, there are specific feeding issues, and you need to be given the most up-to-date and accurate advice. For me personally, I wanted to breastfeed. That was really important. And I was encouraged to put the baby to the breast, and that was lovely in terms of bonding, but useless in terms of feeding. So I needed that advice about how to feed the baby really early on.
It is a really difficult time, isn't it? Is there any particular advice that you feel parents could be given?
I think knowing that the specialist team are there and being advised of that really early on, that your specialist nurse will be coming quite early. Within the first 24 hours, the nurses came to see us. I think parents said about the terminology that was used to describe. They felt very unhelpful to have things like deformity or disfigurement used as a way of describing their new baby. And I was one of the parents who really didn't like their new baby being called the cleft baby, as if that was all there was to your little newborn.
And I guess a lot of professionals who are with you at the time of a birth and those first few stages might not have seen a cleft before. Is there any particular advice you can offer the professionals who are in that position?
I think it's true. A lot of parents have commented on that the professionals hadn't come across a baby with a cleft lip or palate, and they found it quite distressing and quite shocking for them. And I think if they hadn't handled the situation very well after the birth, it was quite distressing for the health professionals. But knowing that the cleft teams are there and that they should be contacted quite promptly, as soon as the specialist nurse comes in, not only can they support the parents to care for the baby and give the advice about feeding, etc., but they can give the correct and up-to-date advice to the professionals that are working with the family as well.
So rather than say the wrong thing, it might be good for them to contact the cleft team as quickly as possible.
Yeah.